with your host, Dr. Bill Bushing.
They'll hope you don't mind if I just drop in. After all, I'm the star of this show. What did you expect coming out of a bottle? A genie? Or a genie? It's me, Otto the Octopus, here to tell you my story. No, not that kind of octopus, silly divers. We are much more interesting. There are actually two of us two-spot octopus. My cousin, the California two-spot octopus, and my own family, the Verrill's two-spot octopus. My cousin lives primarily on the mainland from San Simeon to Ensenada, while I like the offshore islands, but will tolerate Santa Barbara down to Cabo and into the Sea of Cortez. How do you tell us apart? Ha! With great difficulty, unless you're a cephalopod specialist. We both have 8 arms or tentacles to hold you, if you're gentle with us. Each of them with many sucker discs, a body known as the mantle, covered with little spikes known as cirri, two excellent eyes as good as yours, and even better than Dr. Bill's, plus 2 false eye spots from which we get our name, and a sharp beak we use to tear up our food. We breathe just like you. Well, kind of. We draw water in through our big siphon and expel it out our small one. Sometimes we use our tentacles to clean out the tubes. Ah, shucks. The key thing to know about us is we are very intelligent. Look at my SAT scores. Heck, I even got accepted at Harvard. How many of you could do that? Therefore, we are very curious about objects in our environment, even if they are not food. This one seems to have 5 appendages. We may also reach out and try to touch your camera. After all, I've always wanted to film my own story someday. Wow, this one is just my size. Now, as my friend Dr. Bill says, there are 2 things any species must do to keep going. First, it must munch to survive. Then it must reproduce, so the species can continue. We octos enjoy a diet of snails and clams which we pull open with our tentacles. We drill a hole in the strong ones and inject our paralyzing saliva to loosen them up. You can often spot us by our middens or trash piles near our dens. Crab meat is tasty too. Dr. Bill often helps me find them, especially at night by shining his video lights on possible prey. Ouch! That hurt. I guess that one was too big for my stomach anyway. I caught this southern kelp crab one day and Doc filmed me as I dragged it off to my den, struggling to get it through the crack, and then fighting off the hungry sheephead and Garibaldi. Had a little trouble getting it inside, though. I think I shocked Doc one night by deciding to add some fish to my diet. Those blacksmith are so easy to catch, if the kelp bass and morays haven't gotten to them first. I'll drag this one to safety so I can eat in peace. No, Dr. Bill, I didn't take down this ocean sunfish. A sea lion did it for me. Occasionally, I even climb up into the giant kelp looking for a meal. Sometimes it is more tasty escargot. But if I'm really lucky, I can snag a 2-for-1 dinner special to share with my favorite girl. I'm smart enough to know that I'm not on top of the food chain, and have to be cautious when I go out. Fish like Garibaldi, kelp bass, and morays love me. I get very nervous when I think of how some of my friends were injured in battle with them. Or worse, became a meal. Dr. Bill has seen dead octopus stuffed in crevices near Garibaldi nests, possibly to feed the male as he defends the nest. Why, even the good Doc ate a few when he was in Greece. To defend my life, I sometimes turn color to scare a predator. Or make myself look big and fierce. I may try hiding in the seaweed. If that doesn't work, I can usually duck into a hole for safety. And hide until it's safe to come back out. Occasionally, I have to do a little housekeeping, or readjust my stone wall. Some of my friends just burrow down under the rocks. One of my relatives has a construction company. and he digs shelter holes for himself and others. One ingenious neighbor even uses the shells of the wavy top snails he's munched as a shield. How clever! Sometimes it's better to flee than fight. And I can jet off in style thanks to my advanced propulsion system. But I have to be careful and tuck in my tentacle tips, since fish can make an ouch tasty treat of them. My poor brother had several of his bitten off, making it harder to crawl away. And please don't grab me and hold me. It hurts, and might be tempting for a predator to take a bite. Besides, I may release my ink on you, like I did on this stupid human. My duty to God and country, my species, is to survive so I can reproduce and continue its long heritage. With 8 arms to hold one another, we love to hug. Doc has filmed my love life several times, but fortunately his footage is rated PG. At least for human viewers. I wouldn't let my kids see this. Once the water temperature hits about 64 degrees, a young octopus's fancy turns to love. We mate from late winter to early summer. Sometimes the girl I want as my sweetheart isn't sweet on me, and she sends a cloud of ink my way to tell me to skedaddle. However, if all works out, she will guard the eggs in the nest until they hatch into youngsters. Like this one that crawled out of a snail shell on a local dive boat. Of course, Doc made sure that the little tyke was put back in the water and headed for safety. Time to lead Doc to the dive park stairs so he can exit and edit all the wonderful footage he took of me, the star of this show.